went ahead and ordered my crank position sensor online. It was a Bosch Genuine sub part, and it was about $100 express shipped, so it wasn't that bad. And you can see what happens with that from here.
Okay, part two, I guess. I found this awesome way to mount the light and give me really good light on my engine. And today I will be replacing my crank position sensor. And it is one of the only things on a Saab that won't actually throw a check engine light. There's a number of indications of it, but before I get into that too much, I'm going to see if it actually works. So, and also gonna install a new valve cover gasket today because in my, I guess my weekend freak out of my car, I removed my valve cover just so I wanted to be sure of any sludge issues or anything, and it top end looks really nice and clean. And while I was at it, I managed to snap the little end of the PCV nipple. So got a new one of those as well. But I'll show you what the crankshaft position sensor looks like. And that's it right there. So hopefully this little thing is what's going to fix it. And get tearing apart the car. I'm just going to remove this, the tube that from the bypass and the heat shroud, and see if I can point the light here. But if you look, I don't know if you can see that or not, but see the O2 sensor on the downpipe. The crank position sensor is just on the other side. There's a heat shroud, and there's a little torque 30 bolt that I'll be removing, and maybe I'll update in a bit, maybe some progress, but for now I'll just keep going. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So yesterday I made a video trying to get this turbo flange off, and well, actually not turbo flange. Yesterday I made a video. I said I was going to replace the crank position sensor, and anyways, long story short, I realized that it is next to impossible to actually get to that bolt. So what did I decide to do? I decided to unbolt the downpipe, and in the process, there's three. There's 1, 2, 3, and in the process, I stripped the bottom one. You know, it's not fun. The downpipe's got this really, really ugly catalytic converter on it. So, yeah, yesterday I spent about 4 hours trying to undo a bolt with no room, and it sucked. But anyways, guess what? This morning, well, actually this afternoon after work, I came here and I got it out. Things are looking up. So now I just have to try to get that crank position sensor out now, which should be a heck of a lot easier now that downpipe is unbolted. But now I got some complications in knowing that basically what the problem was is that the studs were seized to the bolts. So I'm going to replace the studs now, and as well as that, I want to see if I give you a good look here. So see, the one stud is still there. I also unplugged to that wire there hanging on that pipe. I also unplugged it because I didn't want to snap it when I dropped the downpipe, so I unplugged that. I have it hanging right there. And yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work now, but I already started unbolting things, so I can only keep going forward. Still got to replace the valve cover gasket on there. Didn't do that yesterday. Yesterday was like the most frustrating day ever. But I'll update my progress. It's getting a little chilly outside now, and I'll go from there. But hopefully, once this crank position sensor is replaced, it'll work. And saw would be back on the road. Most frustrating turn of events ever. And hopefully I didn't scratch up the fenders or anything while leaning against the car, but you know what? All this tickles as battle scars at this moment. So, yeah. Oh, you know what else I decided? I decided I don't like this mod. The one that bypasses the boost control valve, because I see it there. Yeah, the one that bypasses the boost control valve, because this Bosch valve here likes to flutter when it doesn't have enough pressure on it. So, yeah, gonna go back to stock on that. But yeah, this is me, and I'm signing out for now. Thanks. Well, guess what? Scenery looks a little different, doesn't it? I replaced the crank position sensor, like I was saying, and I put some starter fluid in the engine, got it to run, and it was idling a bit rough. And it funny thing was, I think I tried starting it too much, and I had too much fuel in the engine, so it was really drowned it, or whatever you call it. But now listen to this. Runs like a champ. Really happy right now, actually. But yeah, crank position sensor was the problem. Seems to rev a lot different now too. Oh, I thought it would just show everyone why my crank position sensor was bad. So this is a crank position sensor here. It's 3 wires. One of those is it's like almost like it's almost like a shield, and 3-prong. You can do what it's called like an ohm test on this, and it'll tell you if your crank position sensor is good. And basically the way you can do that is you can tell by what range the ohms are in. So with a turbo vehicle, you're supposed to be between 540 plus or minus 50 ohms. And I'll just see if I can get the prongs in here. It's a little bit difficult. I don't have those clip type ones, so I gotta find a way to hold the phone and hold those against the sensor. As you can see, I have an ohm reading too. But I'll go ahead here and I'll just see if I can do that. So as you can see there, 922 ohms. It's in kilos, so you would want to times it by 1,000. But yeah, just a quick way to tell. Your range will be at 540 plus minus 50, but it's the easiest way to tell.